the day? I don't know. I hope he does that. Like, so your mind will always try to figure it out. Like, will Robin and Batman sleep together? Like, your mind will always try to figure it out. But the truth is, you have to observe, and you observe your feelings. It's like, I feel I should open this door now. And it's like, oh my God, it's a threesome with the Joker. Who would have thought?
Hello, my friend, and welcome back to the merry month of May. I say merry because the planets are all producing some wonderful output. Our lives are in bloom. And Sensei says this week you're going to harvest the first wave of your efforts. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your weekly Namaste Today. Welcome to Namaste Today, a sunny way to begin your day. I'm your heartfelt host and the sensei to serious joy, Christopher Witecki. Welcome back, my friend and earthly neighbor. Namaste. Well, I think this is going to be another fabulous week. Now, of course, I'm a Taurus. It's my birthday period. But seriously, folks, the planets are moving in positive directions. We have the North Node in Leo, Saturn and Uranus are lining up, and we have the final degrees of Taurus putting out our manifestations and our intentions. In fact, I believe our lives are in full bloom, and this week you're going to start to harvest that bloom. So in our upcoming segment this week, I'm going to talk about the 5 days of the week and how to wrap up with straight A's for your personal crops. And then later in our tea time, we're going to talk about how it's now time to find some solid ground. But first, let's take a look at the week's moods and your zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is from Monday, May 15th to Friday, May 19th, 2017. Looking at your 5-day moodcast. Well, looking at the week at a glance, Monday and Friday are sort of funky, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are strong and clear. Let's drill down. On Monday, it's cloudy and spiritual. I think you're introverted and looking to spirit for some final guidance before you launch. On Tuesday, it's sunny and clear. The moon will be in Aquarius and you will see the big picture. On Wednesday, it's sunny and shifty as you decide and commit and take the first steps to moving forward. On Thursday, it's sunny and visioning. That's where you're going to really see the big picture of where things are going and be ready to pull the trigger. And then on Friday, it's sunny and anxious as Saturn trines Uranus and you are tested on your path. Well, my friend, this week is going to be a week really of launching our manifestations and launching two parts of our story. So in this upcoming segment this week, let me walk you through each of the 5 days. Taking a peek at the upcoming week, I coined this week, Harvesting the Blooms. And I mean the things that are blooming in your life. This is a week to really recognize what's important, to focus on it, and to go ahead and go for it. That may mean some preliminary harvest. In other words, we've been working on manifesting now. This is the final decan of Taurus. And so oftentimes you might start to see sprouts right away, first little, seedlings coming up of what you have already begun to create. So it's a powerful week. We have a lot of good things going on. Now, emotionally, the week starts off kind of conservative. The moon's in Capricorn, so emotions are kind of conservative. And that means that you're going to be serious. You're going to be thinking about the future. Your emotions are feeling out the future, right? Feeling out if you can trust certain situations and coming to certain decisions. That's what a lot of this week is about, is coming to a final commitment about what you want to manifest and then taking off and pulling the trigger, like going for it. So as we start the week, the moon's in Capricorn, and it's a cloudy day and it's a spiritual day. Monday's a day where you're going to be kind of logging into yourself. You're going to feel grounded, and you're going to be asking yourself, is this the direction that I want to go? Now you're also going to go through a little of a mourning on Monday, which is the moon crossing Pluto. And this is you letting go of the past, going, wow, this is a new era. The past is absolutely gone. If I go down this direction, if I go in this path, my life is really changing. So there's a little bit of letting go. Also letting go of fears and control issues too. So Monday is a cloudy day. I wouldn't necessarily try to, plan a lot of board meetings on that day. You're going to be zoned out. Tuesday, things are sunny and I think clear. The moon moves from Capricorn to Aquarius during the day, and boy, when the moon goes from Capricorn to Aquarius, things just lighten up until finally you don't care, which is what moon in Aquarius is. You can just detach and not care. So we get a bit of an emotional break, which is really good here. Black Lilith moves to step 10, which is interesting because we're about to manifest. So fears around manifestation, fears around poverty, fears around money, fears around material goods, fears around self-esteem, all this starts to come up starting Tuesday. And fears need to be met with a solution and some love, okay? And gotten rid of. If you have an option there, take care of it. Wednesday, it is sunny and shifty is how I'm putting it. And that's because we have a moon in Aquarius, so we're really kind of ready to go with where we belong. We're ready to cut loose and let go. The day starts off with step 26 and moves to step 27. So we kind of have these two-part days where we feel both of the steps. 26 is commit, 27 is go. So that's why I said shifty. You're going to feel things probably shift into gear. The other thing about this day is that there's a grand trine in air with Mars, the moon, and Jupiter. So your mind kind of puts it all together on Wednesday, like, I totally get it. Neptune goes to step 14, which means your spiritual story now moves up a notch. So this is all on Wednesday, and that's why I call it sunny and shifty. It's going to be a windy day with a lot of things changing. On Thursday, it's sunny and visioning. So I think really Thursday is all about feeling out the future, feeling out where you see yourself. Also, Venus is at step 13 Aries, so what this tells me is it's a new day for your story. It's a new chapter for your story. Jupiter's at 13, which also says it's a new day for your story. And Mercury's up at step 20 now, or step 2, excuse me, Taurus. So Mercury now, you're picking up on your feelings. Your feelings are really starting to get on board whatever it is you want to create. So it's really a passionate day of envisioning. You're moving forward and you're holding space. It's kind of like you send the application in the mail and you're waiting to see what's going to happen, and you're kind of holding space. So Thursday's not a bad day. Friday, it's sunny with a chance of anxiety, okay? We start with step 28, which means we wake up manifesting, everything's good, but then we move into step 29, and this is where everything gets kind of tested. So if there is something not signed in the contract, it comes up, like if something is incomplete, if you skipped a step, if you're still not ready in a certain way, this kind of becomes very evident, you know what I mean? So things could go wrong, there could be some anxiety, and what really happens on this day is that Saturn and Uranus trine at exactly 26 degrees. Saturn is retrograde, Uranus is direct, but they are exactly at a 26-degree trine. That's very powerful. That lineup means that fate is changing, and I think because Saturn and Uranus are trining, this is kind of like the two tough guys, the two tough parents that we have in the solar system are now teaming up. And it's like usually we can play our parents, you know what I mean? Like, that's not what dad said, that's not what mom said. But this is kind of like dad and mom talking together, so Saturn and Uranus are the two that really disciplinarians of the zodiac. And now they're working together. But I think that discipline is going to work actually in our favor. And I'm going to talk about that in our tea time. So what happens is we go into this weekend at the end of the week with the moon moving into Pisces. So the moon moves into Pisces on Friday. That's another reason why I think there might be some anxiety on Friday, is because we're going to feel very sensitive. We're going to feel very vulnerable. Our spirit's going to be talking to us. If you have unresolved karma or unresolved fear, it bubbles up very easily when the moon's in Pisces. And so there's a little bit of anxiety and a sensitivity. And we launch. Basically, Saturday is the launch, and we go into step 0 Saturday night. So we start moving into Gemini over the weekend. So to sum up, this is a get ready, get set, go kind of week, where the first 2 days are get ready, the next 2 days are get set, and Friday and Saturday it's go time, moving forward with what you want to manifest and what you want to do. But like I mentioned, we have this interesting trine between Saturn and Uranus, and I want to talk about that over tea. So go steep yourself some tea, and let's have our weekly tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is finding solid ground. Now, I was talking about this. I think this is a great time of year because we have many stories finally coming to a head, stories we have been struggling with. Right now, we're manifesting this week with the Sun in Taurus and bringing new things into our life. Bella's barking at the neighbors. But in this manifestation, there's also two other important stories that are finally starting to come to some clarity. Bless you, Bella. And that's represented by Saturn and Uranus, which trine exactly at step 26 this week. Now, first of all, step 26 is I decide. This is a commitment step. So Uranus has reached step 26, which means the innovation of our personal character has come to a conclusion, has come to a decision, has come to a commitment. So this story of us building this new character and building our strength, which we've been doing, frankly, all year long, finally comes to a clarity and a commitment of where we want to aim for. Okay, that's one story. The other story is Saturn and Sagittarius, which has been beating us up for about a year and a half now, having us get to the bottom of what we really believe, having us dismiss false news and false beliefs. And Saturn hit the galactic center, which was pulling us out of our stuff, and is now retrograded back to step 26. So we're ready to make some new commitments or new decisions about the story we were born to live. And this, because of where Saturn is, this decision probably will stick, but we'll have some edits. That's what I usually find. So in the Saturn Sagittarius, I believe that we know what we believe. I believe we'll be ready to commit what we can believe in, but I also think at the same time as Saturn retrogrades, we're still going to see if all the evidence holds true. But it's a momentous moment because what's trining, this trining energy of Saturn and Uranus, these are two very parental energies, them honing in, or what I call a harmonic at step 26, means that we're making these two decisions at the same time. Two very big decisions we've been working on for a long time. And that is how we find our solid ground. I think it's these two stories finally stop, and we're manifesting in Taurus. We can chill out. I think it's been kind of radioactive. So a couple other interesting things that's going on this week. Venus is at step 13. So I mentioned this earlier. We're opening up to the next chapter of our story now. Okay, and we're ready to open up to the next chapter. So that's interesting. The North Node, as you know, is in Leo, now at step 28, which means the North Node is having us hold space to manifest the big dream. And this North Node grand trines with Uranus and Saturn at 26. So this means that all these stories and our heart's big dream all come into an alignment at the same time, right when we're manifesting our final touches with reality, Sun and Taurus. So that means our final touches of reality is all these stories are in line. So I think it's very positive, and I'm looking forward to it because I think we've done nothing but work our aster off so far. All right, and what goes on from here is, I'll say this, Uranus is still pushing and direct until June, I believe, early week, a couple weeks of June, and then it will retrograde. So we're going to keep building our character. Saturn in Sagittarius, although we're making a decision, we're still going to back up and see if this is correct and see if this makes sense. But like I said, I think this preliminary direction is the correct direction. And so what I thought I would do is for each of the 12 signs, talk about where you're making a commitment, represented by Uranus, and what that means for Saturn and Sagittarius for you. And you guys can watch this for your sun sign and your rising sign. I find that both stories are very important. Your sun sign is the story of who you are. Your rising sign is a story of who you are becoming. Okay, so we're always working on two things at once as human beings. So let's start with Aries, as we always do. With Uranus in Aries, this is huge. Aries have been under construction for God knows how long. This is going to be finally a commitment to your character and a commitment to certain action plans. So Aries have been like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. Now you're going to be like, okay, I know what to do. And the way this trines in with Saturn is, this makes a new commitment to your life purpose. So you now have a new meaning in life by committing to this character. Taurus, you are committing to a new inner faith. okay? And it's like, I'm knowing what that is myself. It's been difficult, but it's like, no, I'm going to stay here and I'm not going to let it slip. But by committing to this new inner faith, this actually gives you new opportunities to redecide and commit to a life transformation. So the Tauruses are ready to transform their life. They have the faith and they're ready to take the steps. Gemini, you're going to commit to a new social calling or title. So Gemini's going to go, you know what? I think I'm this in the world. Yep, this is what I am in the world. Yep, that's it. Okay? And what that's going to do is open up new decisions for marriage, partnership, and also what self-mastery means to you. So by making that commitment, you're also committing to self-mastery. Like you're going to have to meet yourself in the mirror and totally do that twin thing. Cancers, you are committing to a career or legacy goal. And by career legacy, we know career, but legacy could be like you want 100 grandchildren, you want to be the biggest cross knitter in Georgia, you know what I mean? Like, but you're going to commit to a goal in your career. And this is what Cancer is needed, because this allows you now to redecide and commit to a daily lifestyle. So Cancers get to settle their life from this one in a big way. They really are grounded. Leos, you're going to be committing to a new life purpose. So Leo's going to go, I think this is what I was born to do. All right? And by committing to that life purpose, this is going to allow you to commit to something your heart really wants. And that might also mean committing to the love of your life as well, because this is Saturn in their 5th house. So Leos are being led to greater and greater love, but they had to commit to a purpose. Virgos, you are going to commit to making changes in yourself. You're going to commit to transforming yourself, which is huge, all right? And this is great because you're great at it when you do commit to it. What this is going to do is allow you to finally feel strong about how you're grounded, feel strong about your home and family. By committing to the change, you're going to feel more emotionally secure, okay? That's also committing to certain boundaries as well. Libras, you're actually going to commit to self-mastery, and you're going to commit to relationship schema. Okay, so Libras have a whole new wedding vows, basically, that they're rolling out. And they also have new marriage vows as well for themselves. And that's the commitment that you're making. That commitment actually helps you change your mind and commit to an attitude in your mind, and maybe to intellectual property or being a messenger or being an intellectual. So by calming down relationships and committing to a mark, you get control of your thoughts and your intellect, and finally some focus. You've had control. Focus is the word. Scorpios, you're actually committing to a daily lifestyle. Okay, so you're going to be committing to a way of living day in and day out that you must have regardless. And this actually leads to you being able to commit to a financial plan or to committing to something to manifest. So Scorpios really get business in gear. All right. Sagittarius, you're actually going to commit to something you love. All right, Sagittarius are all easygoing. They usually they'll go with anything that anyone wants. Sure, that's no problem. I like ketchup too. You know what I mean? Like, but now it's like, no, you commit to what your heart wants. Now, commit to what your heart wants, and this actually is what helps you put the finishing touches of who your new character is. That Saturn in Sagittarius has been affecting this whole time. So really the last touches of your character was, what does your heart want, right? Let's not mention North Node in Leo as well. Capricorns, you're going to commit to an emotional tone in life. You're going to commit to a way you want to feel all the time, the way you want to feel at home, the way you want to feel about life, the way you want to feel grounded. So you're going to commit to a certain emotional ground. And this is actually going to allow you to decide you have faith and work through your faith issues. And once you feel grounded and have faith, Capricorns are unstoppable, right? Aquarius, you're going to commit to a new way of thinking, a new attitude. This could also be a new intellectual pursuit, a new direction. If you were like a scientist, you might decide you want to study something else. Or if you're a historian, you might decide you want to look into a new period. So you're going to commit to some sort of intellectual piece. And this is actually going to be the keys to you being clear finally on who the heck you are in society. Because that's what Aquarius has been having a hard time with. Like, who am I? What am I supposed to do? Well, that's going to be worked out. And Pisces, last but not least, Pisces, you're going to commit to a new value. Like, you know what? I'm worth this much. I don't care if I have to go without. I'm worth this much. And by committing to what you're worth, this is actually what helps you focus and move your career forward. So it allows you to make a career commitment at the same time. So we're all making these double commitments, basically. And it's okay. Remember, you know how life is. You can always tear down these commitments later. You can always, pass go without collecting $200. You don't have to stay with it, but it is good to finally feel rested and committed. And remember that all trines into the North Node in Leo, which means once you've committed to these things, once you're clear on the two topics I brought up today, then you put your heart into what you want. You follow your heart. And that's how this trine lights up. And that's how I think it's sealed with a kiss on August 21st of the solar eclipse in Leo. So the universe is really getting us off to a fertile, fertile spring. All right, my friends, such a pleasure to be of soul service. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who shares the show with their friends and family. That's the highest compliment you can give me. I want to remind you that we have a great group of people on the internet, on Facebook. It's a Namaste Today Club. Come on down to namastetoday.club if you're interested. And if you'd like to know more about my new personal sensei service and online app, come on down to seriousjoy.tv. All right, friend, I love you very much. I'm so grateful for you. And until next week, remember that I love you. And until then, live, love, be.
So